Today is Wednesday, December 23rd. And I am in downtown again today. Just heading to the beach in Hilo, Hawaii, on the Big Island. It must be about 82, 83 degrees. Really comfortable, nice breeze. And fairly clear skies for the first time in a little bit. There are some of the usual shops downtown. Rainbow bread, vegan gelato, some Thai and Japanese restaurants, some local mom and pop shops, some shave ice and poke spots, farmers market, you name it. It's just a couple days before Christmas. And there's just a little bit of decorations that I've seen out here. Definitely don't I definitely don't feel so much of a Christmas vibe out here. But even though there's not too much of a holiday vibe here, having just moved here about a month and a half ago, just the general vibe is kind of already enough to make up for the lack of holiday vibe. I'm sure current events in 2020 are playing their part in things being a little bit more quiet this year. I hear there may have been some festivals. I hear there may have been at least some sort of like local like local events. That there weren't this December because of current events. But yeah, I definitely, you know, coming from back east, I definitely missed a sort of white Christmas. Yep, those are coconuts. I'll probably just take them home. Probably fall regularly. But yeah, I mean, it's just so. Oh, okay. This is how you say Merry Christmas. It's Mele Kalikimaka. The view from the coast. I need to get a little bit closer. But I'm heading to the beach, so I mean, I'm heading to I'm heading to another beach. I'm heading to a beach off in the distance called Coconut Island. Which is just off to the far right in this video, in the distance, and there's an oil tanker to the left. Coconut Island is just on the far right. Or I shouldn't say an oil tanker. I don't know what kind of ship that is. Looks like there's a tugboat. But yeah, you know, maybe a couple weeks ago I was really sort of missing the fact that I wasn't gonna have a white Christmas this year. That I wasn't gonna be in some place so heavily decorated as New York. But so like for Christmas, for example, you know, like I'm not going to be able to be with my family. I just moved here, so I don't know that many people, so it's not like I can piggyback onto anyone else's holiday plans or... Oh, there's a little short palm tree. Or go someplace and really celebrate. A lot of people camp out on right on the beach. In terms of the homeless here, I mean, it doesn't look like that's a homeless encampment, but in terms of the homeless here, I mean, I have to assume it's pretty comfortable. Like, it never really falls below 70 degrees. So it's comfortable to, it would be comfortable to sleep on the beach, on the sand at night. Like with an ocean breeze and everything. Not that homelessness is good, but I have to assume that this is a somewhat more comfortable landscape if you don't have a home, if you unfortunately don't have a home. Wow. Thankfully, I wouldn't say that the population of homeless is like too dense here. It looks like a perfectly good beach, right? Like, why am I going all the way out there to go to the beach? To go to the beach, that's something I'm gonna have to get used to. But as you can see, I mean, perfectly sunny day, and there's no one at this beach. But the beach where I'm headed is gonna be, there's gonna be a lot of people. And what I've essentially been told is that even though it's safe to pretty much swim anywhere, there's a lot of, I don't want to say waste, but I'll say not good stuff, maybe in terms of like bacteria and stuff that like, that basically lets out from the rivers and the mountains down right into this water here. And so I'm told that choosing the right water is a good way to sort of avoid things like staph infections, which was not something I had been aware of before moving here. You see most people who go into the water here just paddle boat. I honestly wasn't even familiar with what a staph infection was before coming out here. And literally the first time that I went into a beach, I got cut and I got a staph infection. And my understanding is that it's a I think it might be a type of bacterial infection that stops your body from healing, so that when you get cut in the future, it takes longer to heal. And once you get a staph infection, I believe you have it for life. It can sort of pop up on any cut, is my understanding. So a lot of people actually wear wetsuits in order to avoid getting cut on things like rocks, because even though it looks pretty clean and pretty safe, there are a lot of rocks on this side of the island inside the water. Interesting that there's bleachers here. Like maybe during normal season it's so busy with people boating that there's lines where you have to actually wait for boats to come back. But based on what I've seen here, it honestly looks like they're just available. I don't really see anyone who looks like they work there, and it looks like I see that some are gated up, but there's a number that are just out. I don't know, maybe you do have to talk to someone, but you know, there must be someone who manages this place, but it kind of looks like it's just open. Like anyone can just take a boat and just go. But yeah, in terms of the vibe, I definitely feel like I'm missing out on a white Christmas and seeing decorated pine trees everywhere and decorated storefronts and houses and apartments. But you know, for Christmas, I don't really know enough people out here to have any like holiday plans that I can piggyback on. Have anyone else's holiday plans that I can piggyback on, but I do have Christmas off, and I mean, I'll probably just go to the beach. I think that kind of makes up for it. It kind of makes, like, just being able to go to the beach all the time kind of makes up for it. I know probably there are people who who already live in beach climates like Florida, who are just like whatever. Certainly, a lot of the locals that I've met here are pretty blasé about the beach, about it being here, and about the fact that you can just go anytime. But having spent most of my life in New York, I am not blasé about not having to go to like any nasty public pools, and pay for a membership to be able to use any nasty public pools, or wait to see if the one extended family that I have that has a pool in their apartment complex is home, so that I can like sneak in and go swimming. Or and then even that is still like a really small, like a relatively small pool with like a bunch of people. Like really crowded. But this is just like, I mean, you can just jump in anywhere, like any weather, any time of day. Some places have lifeguards. Not everywhere has a lifeguard because there's just too much of it touching the coast. Oh yes, that's right. Of course, it's beautiful weather. A lot of people jog. A lot of people go jogging, which is fine. Good to get all different kinds of exercise in. Like there's someone else jogging, but I mean, like, come on, like, if I have to choose between jogging and just like chilling in the pool, or even, I mean, in the in the beach, I call it the pool. I call it the pool out here. Anytime I'm going to the beach, I just I call it the pool. That's basically what it feels like. Like if you had a backyard with a pool in it, except that the backyard was the whole island's coast, the coast around the whole island. But yeah, man, like I would freaking do laps in the water before I went for a jog. Probably eventually I'll go jogging, but I mean, come on, like, I feel like you're kind of already having fun just being in the water. A lot of people fish out here. So far, I have been too afraid at any beach that I've been to to swim out more than maybe 40 yards. Yeah, I've been a little bit too nervous about swimming out, but I'll get more comfortable with it as I keep going. I personally love to swim, but haven't really lived any place where it had been convenient for me to swim on a regular basis. So now that I'm here, I kind of go every chance I get. In my mind, I'm just like, how can you not? But yeah, the people who live out here are just normal about it. I even met someone who's actually allergic to the water here. Because of an extreme shellfish allergy. That person that I know, like, if he were to jump into the ocean here, like he might not survive. And even when it rains here, when it hits his skin, like he'll start breaking out in hives. Hopefully I get to go see the volcano while it's still erupting. I kind of hope that it gets a little bit more active without becoming destructive, and I can get a chance to go see it in the coming months. I'm not sure how long volcanoes typically stay active. Volcanoes like the one here that's recently erupted. But I know that the last time it was active, which was a couple of years ago, back in 2018, it remained active for about 4 months. So I'll assume I have at least that long. Apparently, volcanic activity is accompanied by earthquakes, which I haven't yet to experience, thankfully. But apparently there's a story to the volcano. I forget what it's called, but the volcano that recently erupted on December 20th, 2020. Oh my goodness, the name of it slips my mind. Maybe Kilauea. I believe it's Kilauea. But the locals do not call it Kilauea volcano. There's a name for it, and they call it the name of a Hawaiian fire goddess. And there's a story about the fire goddess, and her former husband or lover, another god, that's related to some species of flower here. I think maybe a bright red flower, and they say that every time the flowers bloom, it's like the fire goddess's ex-partner, trying to reach back out to her. And then there's a story about the fire goddess trying to reach back out every time the volcano erupts. I'm gonna have to look it up. Oh man, it smells so sweet here. In order to get here, I had to go from Atlanta to Colorado to San Diego. And it had been a while since I'd traveled west, and in San Diego I could noticeably smell the ocean,